3820 Podcast. I'm Rich G.
J Kid.
And Aaron Anderson.
Yeah, we're right here with Aaron. Aaron is the owner and operator of Goodfellas Barber Shops. So we want to welcome him into the 3820 Podcast today.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for being on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what up, Aaron? How you been, man?
Man, good. Just working. Pushing.
There you
every
go.
Day,
Hustling.
Yeah. Hustling every day.
Yeah, man. Cutting them hairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's give a little, rundown to the people that are listening about Aaron and how you got started. And let's start with just how you got started cutting hairs, or how did you even get into even thinking about doing something like that?
Okay, I started cutting hair at the age of 13. I would say 14. I would go to a small barber shop at the end of my block on 9th Avenue in Yakima, Washington, called Steve's Barber Shop. There were 4 dudes in there, 4 older gentlemen. And I was always going to get my haircut from them. I always was late. I always was behind. They always fit me in. And I always had a hard time getting in there I was always late. And then one day I was just like, you know what? I'm going to cut my own hair.
Word?
Yeah, I'm going to cut my own hair. So I cut my own hair. I looked in the mirror. And I said, well, I did a pretty good job. It was like a 6 on top and a 4 on the sides. And I just, it turned out. So then I started cutting my own hair. And then my mom, she caught wind of me cutting my own hair and said, well, you have 2 younger brothers. I'm going to buy you some clippers. And so she came home with some clippers and scissors. Honestly, I didn't know what to do with half the stuff she bought me. But she brought me a little kit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I started cutting my brothers. My own hair, of course. And then all my buddies from high school started catching wind. I started cutting hair out with all the buddies, all my cousins. Just people in high school started catching wind of me cutting hair. I cut hair in the backyard, on the front porch, in the bathroom, in my bedroom. I was charging like $5.
Dope, little lunch money.
All the homies' moms were writing me like $5 checks with like $2 tips. So I was getting like $7 a haircut.
Sick.
And then I went to college, played basketball. Basketball was a big part of my life.
Nice.
And once I knew it was over, I just filtered all that energy, all that basketball, tough, hard work that I put into basketball. I just funneled it into barbering.
Yeah.
And basketball took me a lot of places. It taught me a lot, toughness, mental toughness. First of all, I grew up on an apple orchard.
What?
My dad's a farmer 30 years. So I grew up working from like age of 12, cherry harvest right off the bat. So I've been working tough. I know how to work.
So you got that in you.
I got it in
blood.
me. So basketball, I went from that right into basketball. Once that was over with, I knew I was going to be a barber. I bought a barber chair like 5 years before college was over. I knew I was going to be a barber. I just knew I was going to be a barber. Deep down inside, I told nobody. And basketball took me down here to the national champion or the Nike championships in San Diego. And I was on a select team in Seattle. And so we flew down here, and I'm from a small town, so I never seen anything like it. So I told myself, when I become a barber and I get my license, I'm moving to San Diego.
Dope.
I don't care what. No one's gonna stop me. My mind up. When I came down here for that tournament, we stayed at the Hyatt downtown. I reached out the window. I could catch the fog coming off the water. And I'm moving to San Diego. So once I got my license, 2 days later, I hopped on the train. I got my license in Tacoma, Washington. It's like Tacoma and Seattle, like the 2 big cities over there. 2 days later, I got my license and hopped on the train. I had $5 in my pocket.
Seriously?
I hopped on the train.
Damn.
At that time, it was right before 9/11, so train tickets were like $90 one way.
Yeah. Right.
So it took me like 3 days to get down here. I got down here, got a job at Famous Footwear real quick, and then worked on base.
Yeah.
Found a job on base at the Navy Exchange. You're able to work there if you have a license out of state or not. The state has no jurisdiction on base. So they can't stop you from working. So I worked right away. I got a job on base. I was cutting hair for it's like $5 a haircut. So you're getting half of that plus a tip. So you're probably getting $7 a haircut. You're doing 40 haircuts a day. Easy 40 haircuts a day if you wanted to, but 30 for sure. So you're making your money, you're working hard. And then I got recruited from a guy named Tony McGee in National City at House of Styles.
Okay.
I cut there for 3 years,
Right.
3.5 years really. right next to where you're from, almost.
Yeah,
right,
it's
right
literally
on
down the street from our house.
yeah,
sure,
on
okay.
Second Street, Deuce
Yeah,
Block,
yeah.
right across from the pancake place.
Yeah.
And then it was just time. I did 3 years there. I became a book barber like a year and a half out of working there. It was busy there, and I felt that it was time for me to open my business, so I did it.
Really?
Yeah.
So how was that move like to? Okay, let's go back.
We can
So
get- there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack right
There's a
there.
lot.
So you jumped on a train.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any family, any friends here?
No, at the time I was in a relationship, and she had came down like 2 months before I did.
Oh, so she already had something set up.
Yeah, she had something set up, but as soon as we got down here, it just kind of didn't. We kind of went our own ways.
Oh, I got you.
It didn't work out, but that's fine.
But
Yeah.
you literally, not even a job, nothing, jumped on a plane.
Yeah.
I mean on a train.
On a train.
And just, shit, man.
Yeah, just didn't really know many people down here.
Dude, that takes some balls.
I just
Hell
knew.
yeah.
I just knew that San Diego was where I wanted to go. You know, I just knew. I just believed in myself. You know?
Damn, man, that's a good word, man. That's like to sit back and just unpack that. Like that's more than what shit, man. That's a lot of people don't even have the balls to get up and move out of their own little city in the
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
city. Like some
exactly.
people don't even want to move from National
Yeah.
City to
Chula
Chula Vista.
Vista.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
shit, dude. That's a brave thing.
And then I started cutting Josh in National City at House of
At
Styles
House of Styles, yeah.
in like 03.
Yeah.
03, 02-ish.
Wow.
And then you went to Tony and back. We went back and forth. You know, Josh was he was a cool client. Everyone liked Josh, so I was lucky that Josh stuck with me.
Yeah.
He bounced around for a little bit, then he found his little groove with me, and then he's been with me ever since. So.
Yeah.
So the barber when you decided, okay, I'm putting in work at your first spot that you worked at, what was it, House of Styles?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were at House of Styles, did you bring clientele with you, or you created a lot of clientele there?
I mean, my clientele, I went straight from the Navy Exchange to House of Styles. So I went from like a price point from like $6. They take half, I get 3 plus tips, so $5 a cut, $7. You know, some people will give you 10, 15. But I mean, I went from there to 15, 20, and it was time. I knew I wasn't going to be at Navy Exchange for very long. I just had to start somewhere. I had to get in somewhere. I didn't want to get caught without a license. I wanted to get caught with the right license because I had to do my time. I had to go to the state and get my license.
Here.
It's 500 more hours than it is Washington. And it was almost a blessing that I went to the Navy Exchange because there I was able to use those hours
Oh, wow.
from the Navy Exchange for my hours towards my license, and the state granted those hours.
Nice.
So I just went and took my test. I didn't have to go to school.
Oh, got you.
So that was a blessing. And then I got recruited by Tony. He found out that I was up there in the Navy Exchange, just blazing cuts left and right, and perfect little barber to go recruit. So he recruited me, and that was that.
Damn.
And then after I did my 3 years,
So what was the mindset like cutting hair? Did you know, like, okay, if I can get to so many clients, I can open up my own shop? Or was it just something like, it's just time. I just need something new, or you just knew that was the end result, was you were gonna open a shop?
yeah, you just kind of do the numbers. You got to be organized with your numbers. You got to be able to look at the month that you're in at the end of the month and do the math and be like, okay, I made this month. I mean, you go back and you look every month. Like, I mean, you look back on your whole year. Right, everyone has a little book. And if you keep track of your numbers, you should be able to know what you're making each month. You should be able to know what you can pay for. You should be able to know. You should be able to know what kind of money you're making. Like, period. Like, you can't just be running around here just freelancing like, I got $500 in my pocket. You got to know your numbers. See, if you know your numbers, and you'll be able to do things.
Yeah, you got supplies you got to pay for. And
rent, cable. Like, if you get a ballpark figure and you can make it and you can make your rent, you know, you got to go for it. You got to go for it.
Right.
The time is now. If you're busy and the numbers are right,
You gotta do it.
and you find the right lease, you gotta shop around. You can't go commercial. You gotta go mom and pop. I mean, if you want to go commercial, you're gonna be paying a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and as of right now, there's not a lot out there, so it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, I was lucky that I started when I did.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of barbershops out now. You know? And that leads me back to like I actually interviewed one of my friends, and he was a barber, and I actually told him, and this is just an observation of me, is how barbers are now like, to me, like tattoo artists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We all have a specific tattoo artist we go to.
Right.
We all kind of put our trust into our tattoo artists. And now with haircuts, it's like ain't no chick messing with you unless you cut up. You know what I'm saying? The style is.
If there's
gotta be
someone that
fresh.
can make you look your best and you have never looked that best in your whole entire life, I mean, that's priceless. It's
Yeah,
like-
man.
And then that guy's able to fit you in on a regular basis, like, you know, it's
Yeah.
pretty. It's
Yeah,
kind of
there's
a-
times that, Aaron's mad busy, and I'll call and be like, dude, he's all, just get down here, I'll get you in.
Yes, that's
And I
dope.
come out leaving fresh, you know
That's
what I mean? And
I try to accommodate as best as I can. Not everyone has the best schedule.
Yeah.
A lot of people's schedules, you know, they don't like. They can only get off work at some time. So everyone gets off at 4:30. You know. So,
Yeah.
you know, you try to take care of everyone as best as you can, especially your good ones like Josh. here. But
Yeah, I hear that.
so for me, one question I got, like, what's the difference between cutting at the Navy Exchange and then cutting outside of that, like civilians
man.
and just in the regular shop?
there's a big difference. I mean, haircuts are $6. Well, I feel like $7 now, but I mean, there's not a lot of complaining that can go on knowing that you're paying like $6. So like the Navy Exchange like has like the reputation of like, oh damn, I'm a Navy barber. But I will tell you this much. All those barbers that I cut with at the Navy Exchange, they all had their regulars and they all got paid. And they all had their regulars that would wait. I mean, there's just the Navy guys that come in and just want a haircut and be out. But all those barbers are really good.
Is it pretty much a standard haircut, or is
It's
it
just like
different styles?
there's a standard haircut, but then the guys that want to wait for their barber, you know, they take their little more time with them
Right.
because they know they're going to get tipped out because they need to keep their tip.
Yeah.
But a lot of those Navy barbers, they have there's everyone talks about them, but they're all like super good because
Yeah.
Well, not just that, you're doing 30 fucking haircuts a day, bro.
dude.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
most of them
So-
are going in there for the high and tight.
Yeah, the high and tights, and they just want to get back to the ship. Like
Yeah.
they don't really, a lot of them don't care, but a lot of them do.
Yeah.
You know, and then the ones that do, they take care of those little $6. That little $6 in the window that doesn't apply to them.
Right.
They're gonna get their money, but I know along with working for the Navy Exchange, you get 401k, you get a retirement package, you get medical and dental,
Right.
you get everything. You know that
Yeah, like pretty much corporate.
yeah.
But you
So it's really not that bad, but I mean, it's just
just want to do your own thing. Yeah.
you want to, charge $30 for it.
Exactly.
So,
All right. So my next question. So now with the way that the social media runs with everybody, right? Like
Right.
nowadays, you can't go anywhere without somebody asking about your social media, what you're doing, how many followers, things like that. How does that apply to you, or just to your shop? Not even you individually,
Right.
You individually as well, but as far as growing your shop.
Oh, individually, oh man, I just barely got an Instagram. What was it? Let me look here. I got ready for this question. I'm like, I have like, what, 26 posts and 754 followers. Like I just started like not that long ago, and I don't know. It's cool. It definitely gets you out there. You definitely can reach out to a lot of people on different platforms, and closed mouths don't get fed. So you see a lot of these barbers out here cutting, high-end people. It's because they reach out to them. Social media gives you that platform where you're able to just send someone a message, be like, hey, here's my page, check me out. If it's something that you're interested in, a lot of guys are doing it. They're reaching out to guys, and guys are, hey, I'll give you a shot.
Right.
That's all it takes.
And that's your walk-in portfolio.
Right. And so, not only that, like social media. There's the shop page. There's your personal page. You got your online booking on your social media page, so people can go right there and book a haircut right then and there. So I will tell you this much: the online booking, it's pretty amazing. A lot of barbers are booked out because of it, and they're busier. So social media does change a lot of things for barbers, big time.
Wow. Now, when you hire a barber into your shop, is that something you tell them like, yo, jump on, get yourself an Instagram, get yourself into the online
for sure.
booking?
Yeah, well, we definitely would like like we have our own page for the shop for both shops, and we definitely introduce them. We take pictures of them. We tell people, we throw a picture of them on Instagram, letting them know that this is our new barber. We try to promote them. We put them up, give them a profile on the online booking. So when a barber comes on, we try to screen them as best as we can and try to tell them what to do if they're not doing anything to promote themselves. We try to help them,
Because at the end of the day, it's still their business, right? I mean, they're renting a chair from you. It's still their own personal business.
Right.
They have to run it like their own business.
Yep.
That's
but
cool.
we try to like all be as one. We try to do everything on an equal playing level. Like we try to help each other out.
Yeah.
We tag each other. We try to all go to events together.
What kind of events do you guys go to? Like, is there like because I just seen on Instagram the other day that they had like a barber cutting event. Like different shops got together or at this.
Oh yeah, they have like competitions, hair competitions,
hair competitions, right?
hair events.
Yeah.
They people will fly out like big time hair artists, and there'll be judges, and there's a lot of that going on too. So
Didn't recently you just get an award?
yeah, I got an award for a self cut competition.
You cut your own hair.
Cut my own hair. Yeah.
So it came full circle.
Yeah, from when you was a kid.
Yep, it sure did. It's pretty crazy. But we have quite a few barbers in here that compete, and they're pretty successful. So we have a couple barber battle guys in our shop that are
Barber battle guys.
pretty
That's
good.
pretty dope.
That's dope.
That is dope. Yeah, that's tight.
Like RC, RC's been winning a lot lately. I placed in a couple this year, like third. I placed third twice. I placed twice a couple times. But yeah, RC's been taking first a lot lately. He's really
Wow.
good. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yep.
So with I heard you just mentioned both shops. So you own
Yes, there's Goodfellas Barber Shop Bonita, which this is where we're at right now, and then we have North GFBS Shave Parlor, which I should mention that I'm in partnership with Mark Canonizato. I made Mark my business partner.
wow.
Probably about 5 years to 6 years ago. Oh man, I forgot what it was. So he runs Northpark. I run this one, and we're actually in the mix of opening our third.
Nice.
Yeah. So and
Congrats, man.
Mark Canonizato is a big part of a lot of what goes on in Goodfellas.
Right.
Mark.
Yeah, I know Mark.
Yeah, Mark's a big part of that. So
Wow, that's good.
I should have mentioned him earlier, but it is.
It's all good.
When Aaron wasn't here, Mark came in the clutch for me.
Yeah, you guys should definitely come back and get him in the mix. He's got some good stuff for you too. He's one hell of a barber and one hell of a business partner. I've been pretty fortunate to have him on board with me for this long ride that we've had. This is 11 years here.
Whoa.
5 years in Northpark. That was like a week ago, I think.
Wow.
And then the third should be
Coming up soon.
2 months, I think. 2 months.
2 months out. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Did you ever think that you was cutting hair at your mom's pad to
Cutting
having
your little brother's hair, be like,
or even your mom's, right? Like, I mean, I think she would have to be like giving you this first kid is like opening up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nope.
Like,
it's pretty like just sitting here talking to you guys. I'm like I don't have much time to like sit back and think and look at things. It's like talking to you guys about this is like flashbacks. Like I don't have a lot of time to think about much. So
yeah.
but it's good
This
though,
is
man.
cool.
This is these are things that we as people need to see because I mean, obviously you're fast moving, trying to get next day, burning that oil, you know what I mean, and getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what we need. We need to sit back and look back like, yo, man, this fucking ride has been dope. You know what I mean?
I have no complaints whatsoever. Of course, I've gone through many mistakes. Decision making in business is not easy. You make decisions all the time, and not everyone is the best. You know, I've been burnt so many times out here just on contractors and remodels on the bathroom, and they took half my money and they didn't come back. Like just little stuff like that. You just learn just to, you know, you try to trust as much as you can, you know, to believe someone's word. But it's just, you know, you just learn a lot as a businessman. So things are going good. So.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. You know what I mean? Because there's not a lot of people that can say, because, you know, you could talk to some people and be like, I'm just content with my one shop, you know what I mean? And you growing. Is there anything else in the future for you? Because I know a lot of people are doing stuff like pomades and bringing their own stuff out, like hair.
Their own hair product lines.
I mean, yes. That is in the making.
That's great.
We do want to make our own product line. We want to have a gel and a pomade.
Right.
We've been really pushed by a bunch of our advisors. We have a lot of people that advise us and give us good advice, which is good to have. And they're always bringing up, like, you guys should make a pomade or a product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably going to do that. We're probably going to do a lot more merchandise.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of merch on the website. We have a lot of things going on.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what they say, you know, and because I used to own my own business. I used to own a clothing shop, you know what I mean? So it was all streetwear stuff. And I was always taught that, you know, space in your shop is retail space.
Yes.
No matter what it is. If you got your Barber's here and you got a window, that's retail. You know what I mean? That's all stuff that could actually service you, make you other income while you're not even working. You know what I mean? That's going to sell itself, and that's and I know right now with barbers and with manscaping, this type of thing, that is a big freaking deal. You know what I mean? People are really pushing to do their beards and to do their thing, and that is a really push right now. If you listen to any freaking podcast, everybody's promoting or sponsoring by some
the hair business right now. The barber business is like it is booming like no other. It is like so crazy right now.
Hair grows.
It's so
people
crazy,
need a haircut.
It's crazy right now.
It's
and
always
and another thing with that, like, you know, I've always said, you know, like I always tell my kids, you know, I want to teach you a trade that nobody can take from you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've always done DJing. So no matter what, I could always go. If I was ever down and out, lost my job, I can DJ on the side, a wedding, make a couple, you know, fucking $700-800, no problem.
Yep.
And they can never take that from me because that's something that's just in me.
Right.
With you, that's like the same. To me, I feel like you guys are making your own money because someone sits down and they're paying for your service of what you do. Obviously there's clippers, but there's not a machine you can sit into that's going to cut your hair the way a barber's going to cut your hair. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a skill that you're always going to have. That's yours. And you leave here today, you go to another city, you get into another barber, you start working.
Right.
You go to, I mean, it's just amazing to me. Like, I think about that with tattoo artists, you know what I mean? I'm just like, it's just something that
it's a universal craft.
Yeah.
Tattoo artists fascinate me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I look at the artwork and I'm just like, I don't have any tattoos. I would love to have tattoos, but I don't know. I follow tons of tattoo artists and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like they do that every day.
Yeah.
Like serious art. Like
and it's on somebody's body forever.
Yeah.
Imagine that pressure.
Yes. That's it right there.
I've seen some that they don't want on there forever.
Right.
But it's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I think there's a crossover in that industry. You know what I'm saying, between barbers and tattoo artists right now. You know what I'm saying. You guys are getting booked out just the same, and I mean, it is amazing to show that you can't even go into your barber shop and even get your hair cut because this dude is booked out. Like, that's amazing to me. You know what I mean? Like, I got so many hours in the day and they're all booked. So maybe 3 days from now, like, you know what I mean? Like, damn.
I'm kind of clear a week from now at this time. Can you do it?
Like,
shit.
I'm online, but it's not open to the public yet. I'm like the last one in here. Everyone else is online. They're all booked out. They're all, look at my little schedule. Look at my calendar.
Yeah.
And I'm old school, man. I like writing in a book. I like texting people back, but I just look at these guys and it's just so easy. They don't have to talk to nobody. Yeah. They just look at their calendar.
It's all automated.
It's all automated. I mean, you can text back and forth through the app, whatever app you're on, but it's pretty amazing. A lot of these guys are just they can't take anybody because all their calendars booked up. One of the barbers in here is booked 2 months.
Damn.
Yeah.
Imagine that, bro.
He's
2
booked out
months
2 months.
out.
He has
what
he
can you
has
put in
like
my hair?
522 booked appointments already.
Wow.
It's all the way till January. And yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Like,
That's mind-boggling, dude.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can't even think about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you needed a haircut, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you go, online.
So-
then you go online and you press the barber's name, and his picture comes up, and then you see all his haircuts. You can throw all your haircuts on there, show your work, show your pricing, show your services, and that's it.
Right.
So can I be the devil's advocate here? Is that like a double-edged sword though?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
because you want a haircut, you want this guy, but he's booked up. Now you're going to go to another barber and actually giving another barber a shot to take your guy.
Yeah.
But it makes you more organized. It makes you
Does.
It makes you think ahead. It makes you
does,
all right.
it does.
Well,
And it makes you plan out. It makes you say, okay, let me really see, and then it makes you really tell your clients, jump on the app because I'm going to be freaking booked out. Do you want to get your hair? Go in and put one for every other week. So when you get, it's strategic now.
Yeah.
like when they get out of the chair, they look at them like, okay, I'm a book right now.
Yeah, for next week or for 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, for 2 weeks out. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So strategic now. Now it's planning.
Yeah.
It's the future. It's here.
Yeah, it is. You're right. That is
And
amazing.
sometimes if you don't catch it on time, you assed out and you end up looking
Yeah.
like a scrub for a while,
Yes.
a little bit longer.
Which I do. Dude, look at me right now. Shit. Dude,
But
that's my thing.
That's
Like,
what comes with a good team. If a barber's booked out and he can't get to his people, he'll ask guys in here, "Hey, can you help me out and get my guy?" And we will. Most of the time, we will. If we're not busy, we'll feed him in there. But
So do you guys accept walk-ins?
we do accept walk-ins.
And then how does that work with the guy that's booked out? He just doesn't do any of them?
He can't take them. We'll ask the guy who comes through the door right away. We don't let him sit for too long. We ask him, "Hey, how you doing today? You taken care of? You have an appointment? Or you walking in?" And then he'll be like, "Oh, I'm walking in today." And I'm like, "Okay, we'll see our soonest available time. Just give us one moment."
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go through all the barbers and ask who's available first. Like, who has the most available spot for this guy right now?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll give him a time.
Got you.
If right then and there a barber's open, we'll cut him. But we'll usually just give him the next available time, quote unquote, for an appointment.
Right.
We'll kind of just force them into an appointment time.
Yeah.
And most of the time they'll come back.
Yeah.
If they need it right then and there, we'll guide them to another barber shop, or most of the time we'll ask them like, "Well, do you have another backup plan? Because we can't get you." We usually send them in a direction. We never send them just like lost.
Yeah. Just flailing in the wind.
And most of the time they appreciate it because there's a barber shop down the street. There's a barber shop down that way, and we all know who we are. We all know that we're here. So there's we don't mind sending them somewhere else. And they appreciate that. A lot of them will be like, "Hey man, thanks for that."
Yeah, well, everyone's busy. There's enough business out there for everyone to eat.
Oh
And
yeah,
just,
we can't cut everybody.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, like I said, there's only so many hours in the day, and nowadays, a cut's gonna take you at least, a good cut, 30, 45 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially, these lineups and all that now.
Yeah, shape ups.
Yeah.
And everyone wants beards now.
Yeah.
Everyone has their beard now.
And you guys do
Beards
that
are
too,
big now.
huh?
Beards are big. Beards are a big deal right now. Everyone wants a beard. Everyone
See, I
wants
don't
to
even know
grow.
what to do with my freaking
Everyone's trying to grow a beard out to see what it look like.
Oh,
My wife likes my beard. Oh,
I've been told, get rid of that fucking shit.
ditto, brother.
That shit looks ugly. Get rid of it. You look like a hobo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Should be getting caught in my beard and shit.
I'm like, oh, something's in there.
Well, that's cool. So there is the big technology push
oh yeah.
in barbers in just appointments.
In the appointment deal, yeah. There's like quite a few online apps that you can be a part of. You pay like a monthly fee. There's like Booksy, Setmore. There's quite a few of them. There's a lot. You can even create your own app.
Shit.
For your own scheduling. Yeah.
They all run off an iPad or off of a laptop. Or
iPhone. Yep.
Android.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
You'll see soon.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Go.
We're going through a remodel on the 29th this month. Bonita is getting remodeled. We're getting all new flooring, paint, new stations. We're going to do a whole new TV, a whole new remodel.
So you're gonna be shutting down for that?
We're going to be shut down for a whole week. And then we'll be right back up.
Nice.
And then we'll be online. I'll be online.
Finally.
We'll see how it goes.
Well, Bonita's come a long way. I remember
we'll see
when
if
it
you
was
get an
just that
appointment.
one small spot,
Yep.
just like this front door.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was just one chair in here?
Just one chair, me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be online. So we'll see if you get a spot.
Yeah. He'd be like, sorry, dog, you can't get none.
Can't hook you up right now. So you went from one chair to 1, 2, so 6 chairs.
Yes.
Wow, and all 6 are filled.
Oh, yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 6 barbers in Bonita. How many barbers you have in?
We have 5 to 6 in Northpark also.
Wow.
They kind of rotate over there, have their own little schedules. Man, yep.
Wow, man, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's a
From
big
cutting your own hair as a kid,
yeah.
because mom's bought you some clippers.
To save some money on her 2 little sons.
Yeah.
You didn't even think of that. She
Mom
didn't have
was
to
like,
take 'em.
Well, I mean, haircuts back then, I mean, where I was going, it was like $14, which was kind of a lot back then, but they're old school, man. They pay their dues. They didn't work their way up from, I don't know when they started to 14, 15. This was like in 96, 97.
Damn.
So, you know, my mom was always writing me a check, you know, go give this to him. So my mom was like, yeah, save some money.
She's almost saving 3 checks right here.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, you sit back and think, you know, like, and that's funny. Like we sit down and talk, and you can think, you can actually, which is amazing, that you can actually pinpoint the time in the day you said, okay, this is what I'm going to do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And in fruition, you made that come.
Actually, this chair I'm sitting in, it's this Belmont. This Belmont I bought was the chair I was talking about earlier when I bought a chair before I was even a barber.
Yeah.
I bought this chair in Yakima in like 95 for $250. This is the $1,200 chair.
Wow.
There's a barber in Yakima that sold it. He had 2 of them, and he saw me and was like, oh, hey, I'm selling my chair. Because he kind of knew I cut hair on the side. Mm-hmm. And I was like, let me get one. And then I had it shipped down here when I was at House of Styles.
Right.
My mom shipped it down here for like, it was like $400.
Damn.
More than the chair was worth. I mean, more than you got it
You
for.
paid for the chair.
Right.
But I told myself, well, damn, it's a $1,200 chair.
Yeah.
I bought it for $250. I'll pay the $300 to ship it. I'm in at $500. I'm winning.
Yeah, you're still on top.
So they dropped it off at the front door in a big box with like a bunch of bubble stuff in it.
Yeah.
And all the barbers were like, yo, you got a big ass box here. What is it? And I'm like, oh, wait till I get there, because I was at lunch and I came back and I opened that shit. Man, I pulled that Barber Chair out. And this is it right here.
All the other barbers were like, duh.
They were like, what the heck is that? I'm like, this is a real Barber Chair at Belmont.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's that official shit.
And at the time, it was my brother had taken it. It was in my garage back home. My brother took it to college, and he had it in his dorm.
He was cutting hair?
No. He just thought it was cool.
So he just
Which
was
it
chilling
is.
in it.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
But he just thought, like, wow, I'm going to put that in my dorm room. And he took it out. He didn't tell me.
I just jacked you for
So when
it.
it was time for me to send my chair down, my baby, my mom was like, well, your brother took it to college. And I was like, what? No, I need that back.
You're like, I actually need that for my business.
Yeah. So, and then my brother brought it back home. But he was like, that was the coolest. I used to watch all my movies on that. So yeah, man, I collect all these chairs over time. I found all of them. Like
the one you were cutting in earlier when I got here, I mean, that one looks freaking dope.
I bought that one on Craigslist from an antique store in Washington on the border of Canada.
Wow.
I called the guy and I said, I want your chair. He was selling it for $500. And he said, yeah, it's for sale. I'm like, can I pay for it with credit card? He's like, yeah, oh yeah. I was like, well, I'll buy it right now. I'm in San Diego. He's like, well, how am I going to get it to you? Who's going to come get it? I said, oh, my parents are in Yakima. They'll drive up and get it. But I didn't talk to my parents yet.
You made this deal without consulting.
I made this deal. That chair right there, like sitting right now, is probably about 15. I could maybe sell it for 2 to the right guy.
Wow.
So when I saw that for $500, I was like, man, I need that. I'm gonna buy it. I called him right away. I said, I'll swipe my card. And then I called my dad right away. I said, hey, Dad, I need a favor.
See what happened was.
Well, I don't ask for favors.
Right.
Like, I leave my parents alone with the stuff. I don't want to bother them, I hold off for things like this, for real things.
Right.
And so I said, hey, I just bought an antique barber chair for $500 at the Canadian border. It's about 10 hours from Yakima.
Oh.
I need you and Mom to go pick it up.
Like, y'all get a road trip.
He's like, what? He's like, I was like, it's at a real cool antique shop. They sell like, or they have a lot of, because my parents are antiquers. They like antiques and they love going to little stores. I remember going to stores with them all the time. So I knew they'd be interested in going up there. And I was like, it's a really good deal. Like I bought it already. Like, I don't know how. They're like, oh, we'll go get it. Sure. We need a road trip. So they went and got it.
Dope.
And then I bought a bunch of other ones from LA and a couple pawn shops. Like, you got to jump on them, man. They're gone. Once they go online, they're gone.
Yeah. One of my buddies owns it's a graph and graffiti like clothing store, but he's got so into the barber side of it that he took half of his store and created like a barber setting. He has 2 antique chairs there, and he has these barbers that come in and
they're super cool, man.
Yeah, they just do stuff. I mean,
they're timeless. They don't ever break down. They're like super easy to fix.
Yeah, they look really dope. So do you guys do any like I mean, now talking about that, do you guys do like, I mean, I don't know even how to explain it, like, you know, the straight razor stuff?
Like,
yes.
What services do you guys offer as far as this shop and then the Northpark shop?
We're pretty much full service, like barbershop, shave parlor. If you want to shave, you can get one. If you want a hot tail shave, you can get one. Your beard, if you get your beard done, it's going to be finished around the edges with a straight razor. I mean, you have the option of not getting that done if you don't want it, but we're going to do it regardless until you tell us no.
Right.
That just comes with the service. Yeah, you can definitely get that here and in Northpark. Straight razor is definitely a big part of our services here, yeah, for sure.
Because I remember even before the straight razor shaves got real popular, and you used to use straight razors on lineups and edge ups to make sure every line was clean.
Yeah. It's once you get used to using your straight razor and you feel comfortable, you can get things done real fast. You don't want to move too fast, but you know. You can take your time. You can speed it up too. So once you get good with that thing, man, you just got to put it to use.
Right.
Yeah.
When did you learn how to use a straight razor? Were you doing that before you got your jobs as a barber? Or
they teach you in barber college as best they can. They like give you a balloon,
right?
And like
don't pop it.
They're like, okay, take the blade out and like practice. And then they're like, okay, now put the blade in and practice. And then like guys are popping balloons left and right, and shaving creams going everywhere. I remember that they used to do that. But you know, as long as that blade is angled right, it's not gonna cut you. You know, and the skin stretched out, and it's just repetition and a lot of practice. Yeah, but a lot of practice. I did practice on myself a lot, so I mean, I did get the self cut. You know,
yeah. That's why you won the award.
It comes with like doing your face and using the razor on you. You know, I cut myself plenty of time, little nicks here and there, but that's part of the game too. I mean, you're not going to go throughout your career without cutting somebody. Like Urban Barber College, Jerry Riggins called me. He's a barber buddy of mine. He owns a school up on El Cajon. He wanted me to come and demo. I was like, oh yeah, I'll come down and demo. You know, I went down there. I was all nervous, and I demoed on a beard. You know, I'm talking. Everyone's throwing questions at me. And I cut the guy's nose. You know, it happens. And then, but I was ready for it. I brought all my solution. I brought my little my nick powder.
Right.
And boom, I cut him, and then I jumped straight into action. I knew exactly what to do. I put the powder on there. I put the little thing, and those guys never seen that. They don't know how. Those guys were like, "Oh my goodness, you were ready for that." So it was like I messed up big time.
But it was a good lesson.
But it was kind of like a good lesson. Even Drew's like, "Who cares, man? You just taught them kids like what to do if you do nick somebody, and you did it fast. You did it to the point where it didn't bleed. You know." And then some of the students were like, "Oh man, that's how you do it." So I mean, you do. You will learn.
Got to break a few eggs to
make an omelet, right?
I mean, I never really cut anybody like super brute, super bad.
Right.
And I've heard some horror stories out there, but you'll get your little nicks here and there. You know, like you can't.
It's a sharp blade.
You know, there's a pimple there, and you can go around it, but you might hit a blemish here and there, and that's okay. We have stuff to stop bleeding. We have stuff. You know, it's not like you're gonna be bleeding all over the place. You know, I mean, you don't want to nick anybody, and you know, there's a lot of barbers that will go a long time without nicking somebody. They're that good, and that's the goal. You don't want to, you know.
Yeah.
But it does happen. You know, it will happen.
It's not saying that everyone's flawless. Eventually, may happen.
I am human.
Yeah.
You know? Straight razor has become that's a part of the barber culture, like big time. Like right now, like everyone big on the razor, and it's a pretty good service if you can get good with your razor. Yeah.
So what's next for Aaron?
What's next for me? Oh man. Well, obviously, I love the barber business. I'm in the second half of my career. We're opening our third. I mean, I have a lot of goals. Like, there's so many other things I want to get into. There's so many other things that interest me. I don't know. It's tough. This is like I want to build my own cabin.
Like in the woods?
In the woods. Like, I'm looking for property in Montana to buy 5 acres to go build a cabin. Like, that's my next goal. I just bought a house.
Congrats.
Just bought a house like 5 months ago, and oh my gosh, that was an experience. Like, that was crazy. And I have a 2-year-old. Oh my gosh, we did it all with no help. Oh my gosh. So once I accomplished that, you know, and then you see what comes with owning a house and like the options of like the value of your house going up and refinancing and money, and then using that money for other things, like you really start seeing like what you can do in life and what you can accomplish.
Right.
And that's like my next goal. Like, I see my parents do it. My dad just bought a cabin in the woods. You know?
He bought a cabin, or he built a cabin?
He bought a cabin in the woods, but then he bought 5 more acres on the other side of the hill, and you know, he wants to start building cabins and selling them.
Oh, damn.
So it's like, well, why can't I do that? Yeah. So I mean, that's my next goal. I want a cabin. You know, so why not? Yeah, you got to just put your mind to it. You know, like, you got to save your money. You got to look around. You got to see if you can do it. You know,
just a little getaway.
Like, that's my thing. Like, I want a cabin. I want to build a cabin. I don't know. That's just me.
It's fucking dope.
Like, whether it's in Big Bear, I looked in Big Bear for property. I looked in Arizona. I looked in Wyoming. My dad's Native American, so he has ties in Montana.
Oh, okay.
So he goes over there a lot, and I've gone with him, and I've fallen in love with Montana. So I love Montana. So later, like I'm already looking. Right. I'm not gonna get it tomorrow. Yeah. But maybe in 10 years. You know, like,
there's a goal.
Like, that's my
your mindset.
My little 5-year plan.
At some point, it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my cabin.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be your cabin for you and your family to go visit.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So then you'll start.
And then like all the Airbnb, like all the things where you can do to rent your vacation home out to people that might want to stay there. You know, all that comes into play, and like
tell people it's haunted, and then everybody comes.
Yeah.
We start making TV shows about them over again.
Yeah. And I like to hunt. I'm a hunter too, so like that all goes into hand. Like, I grew up hunting. My dad's a huge hunter. All my uncles are huge hunters.
There's like deer hunting, or
deer hunting, elk hunting.
Elk too. Huh?
A lot of pheasant and duck hunting. Just like I'm from I'm country, man. I'm
you don't do any pheasant hunting or anything out here?
No, I haven't gotten into any pheasant hunting out here.
Yeah, we do dove hunting in Imperial Valley
out east, right?
Yeah, we do September 1st. It's opening season. Right now
that was hard.
I think it's just we just closed out deer.
Yep.
Yeah, November 1st was deer, open for deer.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm going to apply next year for a deer tag.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little lottery here in California.
Yeah, it's like you got to apply for like 7 tags and hope you get picked.
Exactly.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's how it is, dude. Like, my father-in-law, when they go out, it's like, there's like 5 of them, only like 2 of them got tagged. You know what I mean?
They're all
because it's a lottery, you know what I mean? Not everybody's going to get it, you know what I mean?
And then all the homies that didn't get it, they're willing to go help you get yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're
like,
all rolling out there.
If we can't hunt it, we'll watch you hunt it.
Yeah,
exactly.
We'll point it out.
Yeah. You got a lot
6
of spotters.
eyes is better than 2.
A lot of spotters out there.
Very true.
Yeah. Well, that's dope, dude. We can have a cabin. That'd be sick.
I mean, my wife will tell you, what are you doing on your phone? And I'll show her. I'm like, I'm on YouTube. What are you on YouTube looking at? Looking at how to build a cabin. My wife's like always, what are you looking at? Because I'm always looking at certain things. Like, like the mobile car detail. Like, someday I want to own my own car detail.
Right.
I love cars.
Yeah.
I love cars, just like you.
Yeah.
Like, I have a 88Z. I have a 68 Buick Skylark. I have a 56 Nash Rambler.
Oh, sure.
I have an 85 Jeep Cherokee 2-door coupe with 4-wheel drive back home. I got all sorts of cars. I got a Ford F-150 Platinum. I mean, I love cars.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like, I have a couple projects I'm working on that too. Like, I'm all over the place with stuff. But barbering is my thing. Like, I love that. That's my passion.
Yeah. You ever think about doing a mobile barbershop?
Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea.
A traveling barbershop?
Bro.
Dude, that would be dope.
The application for a mobile barbershop in California is absolutely.
Really? So there is some?
Oh, yeah. You call the state and be like, I'm interested in opening a mobile barbershop. Can you send me information on that? They'll send you it like in a week, and you get this packet. And like the permits for it, you have to go through like 100 question list of things that have to be in there. You have to have a remote start generator. You have to have a 200-gallon hot water and cold water. You have to have AC. You have to have a remote start AC for heat. And oh man, it's a lot.
Damn.
It's a lot. I looked into it. I called for the application twice.
So
because I lost the first one. I'm like, I lost that one. I know where it's at. I'll just call them again and get another one. But it's a lot.
Real thing.
So you have to get like a motorhome, basically.
Oh yeah, it has to be a certain length. It has to be a certain, and you got to gut that whole thing out. You got to like finish it off how there's a couple here in San Diego actually that roam around, and they have contracts with big companies, and they just go to the parking lot
and send everyone out.
All the employees come down at lunchtime, or they have a time slot to come, and they go.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I seen it in Mission Valley. It's like a little salon. It's like a Airstream. He pulls an Airstream with a truck. And it's all wood inside. It's really nice. It's a good deal. Yeah.
But it's a hassle to get it.
It's a hassle to get permitted. It's a hassle to get, and then once you put all that money into it, you got to stick. You can't just, take a month off.
Yeah, you have to keep going.
You got to go.
Shit, I was just fucking around. I didn't know.
No, it's the thing. Wow. It's the thing.
Damn.
There's a couple out here. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, you think about it, that's like somebody coming to detail your car while you're at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I take my lunch at whatever time, you know what I'm saying? I'll cruise outside, get my hair chopped up. I ain't got to go nowhere. Mm-hmm. I can, you know what I mean? This dude comes right to my work, chop my shit up, go back to work fresh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean.
That's super convenient.
But it'd be smart to have, like he says, you have a contract where there's a bunch of people come down and you cut there all day, and then you contract out, like, I'll be here every 2 weeks, or I'll be here every so many
That's how it
weeks.
works. Yep.
You know what I mean? Compared to going and just cruising around one car, one person at a time.
And it's not just men, it's women. They're like cosmos in there too. So women are getting hair trims and stuff too.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy because I've seen him quite a few times roaming around. And then one time I was in Mission Valley and I saw him set up in a parking lot. And I saw people coming out and then people going in. And I'm like, I looked him up, and then I saw how he works his thing. He has little contracts with big companies, and the company takes care of their haircuts, and they send them to him.
Oh, that's.
I was like, wow,
that's like cool. A nice little spiff for your work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little.
I wish I knew the guy's name of his business. I'd throw him out there, but
damn,
fuck it.
So that's good. So we're going to be opening up more shops and building cabins.
Yeah.
Working on cars.
Yeah, I've been waiting to put my 68 out there. It's like 90% done. But I'm like, I'm not putting it out there until it's done, Yeah. I'm one of those guys,
Yeah. You want it to be complete.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, I love carpentry. Like, for some reason, carpentry intrigues me. So I'm always on YouTube trying to figure out how to make a workbench.
That ain't shit. The other day I was on YouTube and I was looking at how to build things out of leather.
Right.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude, this sewing machine is dope.
Right.
Like, there's a certain sewing machine that's got that, it's a pedal, pushes, all this shit. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, then finally I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Am I ever going to work with leather?
I'm never going to work with leather. But it's dope. Like, seeing all these people do that and having the skills to do that shit. I mean especially carpentry shit, man. I mean, I wish, this is I always laugh, but where I live, my father-in-law is, I always say he can build you a fucking house. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is beyond anything.
Handy.
Like, I've never seen. Okay, people probably gonna listen to this and be like, "You jackass," but I remember we have some cabinets, and one of the screws was loose in the cabinet, so I went to tighten it, and the screw was just spinning. So naturally, I think, I need to get a longer screw. So I pulled the screw out. The screw was kind of small.
Right.
I got a little longer screw. Still spinning. I'm like, what the fuck? Can't tighten this door. So I follow along. Yeah, man, thing's loose. It's freaking spinning. This dude goes, grabs a piece of wood, breaks it, like rips it, sticks it in there, inside the hole, the wood, another little piece of wood inside the hole, and breaks it off. And I'm like,
and screws something in there,
and then takes the screw and screws it into the wood, and the shit tightens.
And it catches that
Because
wood.
there was another piece of wood filling up the hole, so now the cotton was tight. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But it's like,
savvy.
So we always have me and him always laugh like, okay, you take care of the houses, I'll take care of the cars. You know what I mean? Because I'm a mechanic by trade, so I'm like, you take care of everything goes on in the house, and I'll take care of everything goes on with the cars. You know what I mean? So
make sure the cars are good.
Yeah, that's how we work.
And they run.
So I work on the cars. I do all the brakes. I do everything for the cars. Everything needs to be done. And when something fucks up in the pad, call him. Hey, this is your side. Your turn.
Aaron's trying to go all around with that. He's trying to be carpenter. He's trying to.
Well, I don't know about being a carpenter.
He's trying to get every trade.
I like seeing the end result on things. It's like, wow, they just made that.
Yeah.
It would take me like 5 months to make that.
Yeah, I think that's why DIY shows are so popular. Like everyone likes to see something get started, but like, oh damn, that's how they did that.
Yeah.
I do that shit with car shows, like car builds and all that stuff.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, man. Well, I appreciate you giving us some of your time. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah,
and I do appreciate that.
No problem.
Is there any shout out to your Instagram, if your website, if for the shop, and your locations, so everybody knows?
Let's see here. Goodfellas Barbershop Bonita, of course. It's in Bonita, California. East Chula Vista off of 805. Northpark Bonita is off University. It's in University Northpark. There's GFBS Shave Parlor. You'll find that Instagram. That's the Northpark Instagram. And then Goodfellas Barbershop Bonita is the Instagram shop for Bonita. And then mine is... what is it? Hans Anderson,Haan, and it should pop up. You'll see it right there. Hans Anderson. You'll see it.
Yeah, for sure. All that'll be in the show notes, like usual. Put everything in there in the show notes so that if you guys need to get a hold of him, you guys can go down there, check it out, and maybe book yourself a haircut.
Yeah,
landscaping.
Just call in. It's pretty easy. With anybody who calls the phone, we try to take care of them as much as we can because. You know, they're mostly new people trying to get in and see what we're about. So we try to take care of the phone calls as much as we can, and we'll try to find you the best available appointment, whether it's that day or the next couple of days. We'll try to get you in there.
For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, everything be in the show notes. So yeah, you guys need to check him out, support him. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude. He's trying to get his thing going, and I mean, he's got bigger and better things coming in the future, so we're looking forward to that.
Cool.
And I really, really appreciate you giving us that time, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for checking out 3820 Podcast. I'm Rich G.
J-Kid.
Aaron Anderson, thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Right on.